Hello, ladies, and today I'm very pleased to have a lovely interview lined up for you with the lovely Nickole Swensen in the USA, who is the founder of Be Well, Be Happy. And Nickole and I connected not that long ago, and I was really drawn to Nickole's energy and the work that she's doing in the world, and the fact that she is going to host her first retreat in Italy in 2020. So welcome, Nickole. It's so lovely to have you here talking to my audience today.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful to connect and get to know each other.
Yes, for me too. So we'll get straight in, Nickole. And a lot of my women that are listening are either in the midst of thinking about a career change, or they're already setting up their own business, usually in the arena of well-being, coaching, teaching, healing, yoga, that type of industry. So tell us a bit first about your journey. What's your story? Where have you come from, and how did you end up in this wonderful healing arts industry?
Absolutely. So I started in not even close to this profession. I was a fashion merchandiser for many years, and loved it. And I still love fashion. I still love shopping. And when I had my first son 10 years ago, I needed a shift. I needed to change. And so I went back to school to become a mind-body wellness practitioner. I started focusing on the food and nutrition for our bodies and the energetics of that. And it's kind of just morphed into the whole body, the whole mind, the whole body and spirit, and really focusing on all aspects that bring us alignment and health and well-being. And so I really focus on alignment and how we can just feel good and feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Nickole. I love that. So you've had this beautiful career transition yourself. You know what it's like to go through a career change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got a bit frozen there. Yeah, so you know what it's like to go through a career change. That's awesome. One of my favorite subjects this past number of months, in fact, has been alignment. So it's no surprise that you and I have started sort of calling each other in. So for the listeners, I'm sorry, it's freezing a bit at times, but for the listeners that are listening, what do you mean by alignment, and how do you find we can get it?
So for me, the word alignment just means we are connected and we feel open. And it's a connection between our physical bodies, our spirits, and our souls. It's just that connection and that balance that we feel open and balanced and well.
And so do you have any tips for the listeners? How do we know, for example, when we're out of alignment and we need more alignment, and what are your 3 top tips for getting into alignment?
Absolutely. So when you're out of alignment, it's usually when you're stressed, or you feel like creative block, or you feel you're going in like a hamster wheel. You're just going and going, but you don't know how to stop, and you don't know how to get out of this kind of rushed feeling. I know that all too well, and which is why I love teaching this. So the way to get out of alignment, to get into alignment, is really focusing on where you feel that pain, where do you feel that discomfort, and focusing, because we know our energy goes to where we put it. And so if you're focusing that good feeling energy towards wherever you feel that discomfort, really focusing in on that and really allowing that to open and to unblock, that will give you some relief. It's a part of a chakra, like opening your chakra system. I love working with crystals, so finding a crystal that feels really good to you, and really putting that intention with that crystal, or meditating. Oh my gosh, I meditate all the time. And it doesn't need to be scary meditating, like for an hours at a time. I do 5-10 minutes, just when I'm feeling a little bit off, just to kind of align myself and get back to who I am. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that the world, or at least our world, is shifting more and more towards being more interested in, aligning to solutions and well-being. It looks to me, Nickole, as a coach, that focuses on helping people to transform their circumstances. It looks to me that, unlike traditional therapy, which focuses very much on the problem and the past and what's wrong with you, it really is apparent to me now that there's a whole there's leaders, if you like, heading towards alignment and focusing on where the solution is and focusing on what's right. It's like this undercurrent shift. So it occurs to me that you're part of that leading edge healing of the world that is shifting away from the issue, the problem, and what's wrong, and shifting over to, how you're making it right. So tell us a little bit about how we would know if we were in alignment, in example, in a relationship, in a business, in a career. How do we know, according to you, Nickole, when we're in alignment?
So it's really simple. It's when you feel good. When you feel good and you wake up and you feel, I'm ready to start this day. I am ready to take it on. I feel good. That's when you know you're in alignment. That's when you know that everything is aligned and balanced, and you feel that you trust and you're surrendered, and you know without a doubt that everything is working for you. And that's alignment. Yeah.
So how do you find that if you're someone who sees a lot of struggles? For example, I work with women who freak out all the time about money and how much is in their bank account or how much isn't in their bank account. How do you find alignment when you're facing that sort of scarcity?
Absolutely. And I know that feeling so much. It's one of those things that as business owners, as coaches and entrepreneurs, we think that we have control over everything. We think we have control over how much money is coming in, how many clients we're working with, everything. And when you realize that you don't have control and you never have, it's the universe, it's spirit, it's God, whomever you believe in, that has the higher power in helping you. When you realize that, it's like, oh, I have that pressure taken off. I have that feeling that like, oh, okay, I don't have to be the one that does all of the things, And so when I used to feel that way, and I used to worry, and I used to think that it was all about me and what I did. And if I took a rest day or a break, my business would go under and I wouldn't make any money, and it would be like the end of the world. And once I realized how powerful surrender is and how powerful that trust is, it changed my life. It opened up that feeling of pure alignment to knowing that it's all going to work out and it's all being taken care of, because it always has. It always has been. So.
Yeah, beautiful. And what are some of the ways that you got yourself going in this new business and industry, having come from the fashion world and the buying world? Can you share with those listening that might be wanting to transition or starting out for the first time, what was your way of getting started in this new direction?
So I overthink things, and I used to overthink things a lot more than I do now. So I would take baby steps. I would start reading a book that felt good. I would work with a coach that made me feel empowered. I would watch YouTube videos that inspired me, and I kind of just transitioned very slowly. It took me a few years because I was scared of that big leap, but it was just baby steps, and it just doing, like I said, doing what feels good, working with people that make you feel good and make you feel empowered, were really the keys for me.
And was there a turning point for you? Was there something in particular that instigated this direction towards the mind, body, spirit, and the alignment piece?
Absolutely. So like I said, I was working as focusing on the food and the nutrition aspect, and the holistic body aspect of wellness. And my dad got really sick and actually ended up passing away. And I knew that there was another component to well-being that wasn't being talked about, that wasn't, that I didn't know how to access myself. And so I dug into that really deep and found that it's not just food, it's not just energy work, it's not just meditating. It is a combination of so many things that get us to that well-being, that well state. So that was kind of that big transition for me. And yeah, it's been wonderful to kind of marry all these ideas and feel like it's a whole balanced alignment feeling.
Yeah, it's great to hear that, Nickole, because I notice that many people focus on just one thing in isolation. And so I love that you have found this all of these components, rather than these sort of just one, focus on the food or focus on the body or focus on the mind. So it's really cool. Out of curiosity, are there particular foods that move us into alignment, in your opinion? And I heard you talk about crystals. Are there particular methodologies, let's say, including crystals and foods, that help move us to alignment? What are your top tips there?
Well, food. So I don't believe in restriction. I don't believe in diets. I think that's exactly opposite of alignment. And so with food, it's really about enjoying it. It's really about not making yourself feel bad for the piece of cake that you really are craving. Really loving, and this goes with everything. Really putting in love. Really putting in that love and that good feeling into whatever you're eating and whatever you bring to your body. The chakras are really translate into colors. And so when you feel in your body, oh, my heart feels very heavy today, I'm going to bring in some green foods. Let's bring in some spinach. Let's bring in some green juices to kind of lighten that up. And that's working with the chakras in the food marries so well, because the colors and the energetics of food really lend to opening that energy system. And crystals, oh my gosh, I could talk about crystals for hours. Probably the one that to start with is like clear quartz. What that does is just kind of amplifies and magnifies your light, magnifies your intention with the divine, with God, with spirit, and really just opens yourself up to that communication. So it's a great one to hold if you're when you're meditating, or to carry, in your pocket or in your purse. So.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, I love your enthusiasm for these things. You've obviously found a way that really works for you. So are these some of the things that you'll be sharing on your upcoming retreat in Italy? And can you tell us a little bit about, what's going to happen there? Why would we attend, and a bit more about it?
Absolutely. This is exactly what I'm going to be talking about when we're in Italy. When I started this journey, it was very hard to find a community that I could talk to about this stuff. This was very out there, and it still is out there sometimes. And so it's really great to come together as a community of women that are interested in feeling good and bringing in what they desire and really, surrendering and trusting. So that is why I wanted to start retreats, because I really wanted that community aspect that I didn't have when I first started. But yeah, we're going to talk about crystals. We're going to talk about how to open your chakra system, your energetic system, tips and, techniques that you can do every single day so that you can feel that alignment, that balance, that calm every single day, because that's the goal. We want to feel good every day, and not just when we go to the retreats or when we have, those special events. We want to feel good every day. So that's what we'll be learning how to do.
Right, beautiful. And is it across the space of a weekend or a day? Remind me, Nickole.
Yes, it's a half day. It's 4 hours, February 7th. So 3 to 7, yeah.
In Florence, is that right?
Yes, I'm so excited.
What made you choose Italy? What made you choose this part of the world for your first retreat?
So, I have had some local workshops and some local retreats here in Iowa, where I live, in the Midwest. And I have always been drawn to Europe and always been drawn to Italy. And everything worked out to be there in February. And I was like, let's do this. So I'm just thrilled. I just can't wait. I was looking at the space that we'll be at, and it's gorgeous. I'm so excited.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so Nickole, where can our listeners find you or learn a bit more or hear more about your retreat?
You can message me on Facebook. I also have a Facebook business page. It's Be Well, Be Happy. You can message me on Instagram, or my website is bewell-behappy.com.
Lovely name. Be Well, Be Happy. I love that. Well, it's very nice to have had you on today, Nickole. So I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.